Hello, Arthur.
Hi.
This is Evie.
Hello, Evie.
Hello.
Evie's just for a whole week, possibly later after you've been on your holidays.
Welcome.
Yeah. So I thought we'd use this as an opportunity to be grilled about learning to make perfume, since Evie discovered us at London Craft Week and then said, "Can I come back for work experience?"
Yeah.
This is not an invitation for everyone in the world to ask for work experience. We have a very, very, very tough procedure for allowing people in.
Crazy application process.
Yeah.
The Amy test.
The Amy test, yeah. I lurk a bit on Reddit and I see quite a few people coming on and going, "Hi, I'm new. Will you tell me everything about how to make perfume? I've got this, this and this. How shall I mix them together?" I thought we would go back to the beginning a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked Evie to think of all the questions she'd ever thought of about making perfume, and immediately I've made her mind go blank.
Yeah. I think the big overarching question is, where do you start? It's kind of a big question. What do I do first?
Yeah. And the difficult part before that even, what should I buy?
Yeah.
Sometimes where do I go and what do I do? So maybe we'll give you a list. I mean, there is, of course, this Enthusiasm online school, and there's our sets of materials which we have over there, which no one can see, which we've got sets of 52 things diluted already in ethanol so people can play with them, and some formulas to work on. There's that.
So that is enthusiasm.school in your web browser, is it?
Yes, Arthur,
Yes,
thank you
good.
for that. Oh, I know what we want to say. Remember to do the little bell that tells
Press
people.
the bell icon.
The bell icon.
On this video.
Yeah, that there's a thing.
Yeah.
To tell, notify.
Yeah, notify
Yes.
them.
tell
Switch on
people.
notifications.
Switch
That's
on-
what
that's-
we say,
That's
isn't
what
it?
it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think if you're already on this Enthusiasm Patreon, you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Because you see this first. But on YouTube, they like shorts and we like longs.
Yeah.
So if you want to see what we do, then.
So, that's the little thumb. Subscribe, that's the button that says subscribe.
Yeah.
And then turn on notifications, that's the little bell.
Yeah.
And then leave a comment.
Oh, yes,
as well.
because that helps. And I mean,
Yeah.
I hate to sound needy. You know how much I hate to sound. You can do it for me.
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. So, yes, we do that. But also we go out there and answer questions like in public. If people send me private messages, I say, "No, sorry, that's consultancy." But if you ask me in public, I'll answer, and then lots of people can share. That's how I see it. I like to be a bit democratic about it. So, I mean, here we are with the load of materials that we have. I say start small, generally. With numbers of materials.
Start small as in, with numbers of materials rather than quantities. Because you always say don't do small testing.
I'd say that as well. Okay, so these are some tiny little tests that Nicholas made actually earlier, who's here on Mondays and Tuesdays. But this is sort of 1 gram's worth. That's probably, I normally do about 10 gram tests. And these are with materials which are already diluted. So I do want to talk about that. Because when you buy your perfume materials, they will be at 100% strength. You might buy essential oils, and the essential oils we use in perfumery are exactly the same as the ones you get at Neil's Yard and Boots. But there are some more unusual ones. And then we have aroma chemicals, and they might turn up as liquid, they might be solid, they might be powders. There are films about what do you do with them. But if you're going to be mixing them up at 100% strength, you won't know what your perfume's actually going to smell like. So one big question was recently...
why is that?
It's because all finished fragrances, like this one for example, which is Skin for Tempest Rose, without its tassel, early version, this is at 15% in ethanol. So it's all the raw materials, come up there. The rest of it ethanol. Ethanol is a really good solvent. and so that dissolves everything. All the perfumes in this room on our shelves are dissolved in ethanol,
which is an alcohol.
And
Perfumer's ethanol is denatured.
It's always called Perfumer's alcohol for some reason, but yes. It's denatured ethanol.
And what does denatured mean?
Denatured means it's got something in it that's other than just ethanol. But the reason it is denatured, something added to it, is so that it can be bought without paying either duty on it or without having to have a license from the government.
Because the thing that they put in it makes it taste horrible.
Yes.
So you can't sell it as alcohol.
If you have a license from the government,
and
so I'll come down to that. So steps in which you can do this. If you have a license from the government, the tax department, HMRC, then, and that doesn't cost anything to get the license, but you have to prove that you're going to use it to make perfume. So they have to see your website, you have to explain everything. And then you're allowed to buy it without paying duty, because nobody's going to drink it. Because if you're going to drink ethanol, you have to pay duty. Extra taxes, which mostly go towards keeping A&E running on a Saturday night when people get drunk. So we've got a license, and so we can buy 500 litres a year. People do not need 500 litres a year, usually. They might need 1 litre. If they want 1 litre, they can buy Perfume as alcohol. As well as having the bitter stuff in it, that will have a thing to make you throw up if you try drinking it. So you can buy Perfume as alcohol, and I always for practicing, I put, these are all diluted. This is at 5% strength. This one here, the blackcurrant base, is at 10% strength. Some of the stronger ones are at 20 because I do use a lot of them.
And all perfumes are, when you buy them in the shops, are all diluted.
Yeah. I mean, occasionally you can buy like oud attars. In tiny quantities that are 100% strength, say oud agarwood oil, but all the branded things that you see, everything in Boots is in ethanol.
Yeah.
How do you decide which dilution you should make it at?
Good question.
Very good question.
Yeah, and I decide on how intense it is, like by itself, so that if I've got one that's really, really powerful, I will dilute it way down to 1%, maybe even more so. So I could let you smell this one. Incense strips, good plan.
It's a tough.
Yeah, pull them out. Yes, you've smelled this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were choosing materials for an event we're doing next week. I'll give one for you as well. So this one's at 2% strength. It could come down, because what you want is for it not to dominate.
Thank you.
You want already it's filling the room, and this is 2%. It's called Homofuranale. It's a toffee smell.
And wow, is it?
Yes.
Fantastic. Yeah.
It is all the toffee. Homofuranale.
Homofuranale.
Yes.
Nice.
Wow. Oh.
Furanale.
And now I'm thinking, is it an L or is it an O?
Alcohol.
I know. Oh, damn.
So,
I'm pretty sure it's all. Anyway.
So that's at 2%.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, presumably 100% is like...
Well, first of all, it's extremely expensive. And also, if you put some in at 100% strength, that's all you would smell. It would just be too much. You only need a tiny amount of this to go. So if I were going to do a blend in that, even 1 drop would take over the whole lot. Whereas 1 drop of this, you only get 2% of that amount.
Do you think that perfume first started being diluted in alcohol as a way to make it cheaper?
No, I think it started being diluted in alcohol as a way to make it not solid.
Oh yeah, okay, because you got solid.
I think it was more likely that there's also materials are coming out in the 1860s, what have you, that was were powders.
Yeah, right.
But before that, eau de toilette, they would be distilled water plus essential oils, and the water and the essential oils wouldn't mix unless you had some ethanol to dissolve the essential oils.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because eau de toilettes used to be for drinking as well as for washing with. They were health tonics.
Like health tinctures.
So I don't. Yeah.
Interesting.
Good question. Good luck.
It's probably. I mean, it's probably a mixture of everything, really, isn't it? Maybe.
What is? Well, all the different reasons why it ends up in ethanol. Yeah. It was just a really, really good solvent. That's what's important is why we use ethanol now.
Yeah.
I think because I wasn't there. Soft musk base, 15% strength. Why? Because we want to put a lot of musks in, and these are much softer and gentler. I said earlier, the stronger ones. I didn't mean that. I meant things which you can use a lot of. You might as well use them at a stronger concentration, because then you're going to put more into the mix.
Also, and we've covered this in other videos, the finished fragrances do smell different depending on what strength they are.
They do.
It's not that they smell stronger or weaker, they do literally smell like different perfumes.
Yeah. So what I would do is I will put together a not quite that small amount, more like that kind of amount probably of a fragrance. When people start, they might make less. I generally think about 10 mils for a sample. But if I put together something that I like, so I think that the blend is nice, that it's balanced correctly, I will then work out exactly how much I put in. So 2% of one thing is that amount, 15% of something else is that amount. Add up the total, rationalise that, so work out exactly what proportions everything's in, like by parts, by percentage. Then I'll make it up at 100% strength. And then I will test it at different amounts so that I can decide which I like best. Because sometimes, at 10% strength it might fill the room faster. Just the ethanol just lifts it a little bit faster. And sometimes it just feels a bit average at 15. But so you can't judge until you've tried it.
Last thing about using alcohol, because obviously people use things like DPG. Always called it DPD though.
So do I.
DPG, which is oil-based.
Well, dipropylene glycol, it's another solvent.
Yeah.
Perfectly safe. It's a bit stickier.
Yeah.
It doesn't lift off quite so much. What happens is that DPG, sometimes people will dissolve the perfume in DPG if they're shipping it and they're not qualified to ship dangerous goods.
Because alcohol's a dangerous good.
Alcohol is flammable. DPG, not so much. DPG sometimes ends up in perfumes because if somebody's got a formula and they've added it all up and it comes to 847 grams, and they honestly can't be bothered to divide everything by 847 multiplied by 100 to see what the percentage is, they will add 153 grams of DPG just to make it nice and neat.
Yeah, right.
So sometimes DPG will just end up in the formula, or they've dissolved some, coumarin powder in DPG first to play with, so that it comes out all nice and liquid. So DPG ends up in perfume for various reasons, and then people go, well, they must have put it in there for a secret reason, they're not telling us, and they assign all of these amazing properties to DPG that it doesn't have. It's just a solvent, it's not quite as good, but it's not as flammable. So I wouldn't use it as an alternative, unless for whatever, religious reasons. I was not allowed near ethanol.
So first things first, along with your perfuming materials, you're going to want a solvent.
Thank you, Arthur. Summary. Does that sort of answer? Where do we start? With some materials and a solvent.
That was actually going to be one of my questions about coumarin, is do you just dissolve it in ethanol if you use it? because I have some at home, but
You have some
Yeah.
perfumery.
it's not. Yeah. And
Yeah,
I
I
bought it
just
for candle making.
which is
which you have
very
to put in oil and then
yeah.
But does it dissolve in both, or like
It-
how do you use it?
It dissolves in ethanol really easily.
Does it dissolve in water?
No, no. You can look up. It will generally say what it's when you if you get the safety data sheet, it'll tell you what it's soluble in. Because when I was doing the one for a big project that's coming out soon, I know that I had to dissolve the vanillin in a different one from the Veramos, and now I can't remember which is one dissolved in IPM, isopropyl myristate, which is another solvent. One dissolved in DPG, and so the formula ended up having both IPM and DPG in it in order to make the whole thing liquid. But I would just if you're going to make perfume, just use the ethanol. Don't bother with the others. Thank you.